Hey everyone, Lee Sports Wisconsin columnist Jim Polzin back for another week of the Open Gym Mailbag, the video version. Dressed up today. I got some grief last week that I was dressed too casual, so I decided to spruce it up a little bit. This week's question comes from South Jersey Pete on Twitter at SJerseyPete. It's a two-parter. He wants to know, what past Badgers team does this team remind you of? I say the 2013-14 team, which overachieved and came out of nowhere. Also, who on the bench needs to play more? I say Neath. He has a motor and ability to make plays and doesn't seem frightened out there like the rest. I'm going to start with that one first. I do think Neath probably will play more. I don't think it's a matter of guard holding him back or anything. I just think he's one of the guys on the team, Ben Carlson being the other, that can't seem to catch a break between injuries and illness. I think once Jacoby Neath gets up to speed, remember it's his first year in the system too after transferring from Wake Forest, but I do think once he gets back up to speed, gets more comfortable in the system, his minutes will go up and he'll be a valuable player off the bench. He's so versatile from a positional standpoint that I just think that's why you'll see him more and more as the season goes on, once he kind of gets his feet under him. As to the first part of your question, I gave this a lot of thought, and I don't see a comparison. I think this is unique. I understand what you're saying about the 2013-14 team coming out of nowhere, but that team, I think was a top 4 predicted finish in the Big Ten. It had Trey Jackson and Ben Brust coming back as starting guards. It had Josh Gosser, a previous starter, coming back off of injury. And then it had Sam Decker, who everyone was expecting to explode from his freshman to his sophomore year. So I remember the expectations being, decently high that season. I don't think anybody expected the 16-0 start. I don't think anybody was predicting a Final Four finish other than the guys within the team. So I just think comparing that one to this one is a little bit off base. This team, again, was predicted to finish 10th. Nobody saw this much of a leap from Johnny Davis coming. They do play fun. I think that's the one thing that jumps out with the 13-14 team is after the previous season where they had to grind out wins in the 40s and 50s, that team was a little bit more offensive-minded and a little more fun to watch. And I think that this team fits that description too. It's a really fun team to watch. They get up and down the floor. Johnny makes things exciting. So that I can see that comparison somewhat. But I think this is a unique team. I don't remember anything quite like this team, and I'm interested to see where it goes from here. So thanks again for the questions this week. It's a long mailbag. I'm not going to lie to you. Read it below. I got twice as many questions this week as I typically do, and I tried to get to all of them. There was some really great stuff on the Packers, men's basketball, UW football. It's interesting times in Wisconsin. I know fans were coming off a really tough weekend with the Packers loss and a lot of UW sports teams losing. So I hope this is some sort of therapy for you all, and I hope I answered your questions. Thanks. Have a good week.